Hey guys, Ellie and Pig Trudy here. Oh, Trudy, baby, you're making such. Oh. Man, I am ashamed right now. Trudy, guys, I literally spent so long filling that up, and just in the blink of an eye, Trudy pours a quarter of it out, gets it all dirty. So much for having good drinking water for the littles. Dang it, Trudy. I guess she likes this too. Guys, y'all saw that with your own two eyes. In an extremely short amount of time, Pig Trudy ruined all of my hard work. What took about 5 minutes to do, she literally ruined in about 5 seconds. In about 1 second, actually. So, y'all are seeing firsthand some of the difficulties of farm life. Now, you know, guys, I was kind of thinking about today that a lot of the videos that we show you guys are so sweet. It's almost like dandelions and roses, the way that we have baby goats, the way that we have animals like doing funny things, antics, headbutting one another, Trudy doing stuff like that. That water's filthy now, thanks to her. Yeah, but we post a lot of fun shenanigans on the page, and farm life is very fun, but I thought that I should tell you guys, and I should show you especially, that not everything is all fun and games when it comes to farm life. There's a lot of dirty work. Literally, look at me right now, I'm pretty dirty. A lot of hard work that goes into maintaining the farm behind the scenes. And I figured today, why not just show you guys a little bit of what that is firsthand. I'm not gonna go too in depth on everything, but there are some things. Some of you guys have told me and have commented that you want to run your own farm someday, and that it would be your dream to have a sanctuary like ours. And Cornholio, you scared me, dude. Cornholio snuck up on me and his little girlfriend. Gario! What the? Y'all hear that noise? Gario! He made a really weird noise the first time I called him. No, but a lot of you guys have told me that it would be your dream to have your own farm or sanctuary someday. It's very flattering, very heartwarming to hear those things, but before you're so sure about that, be careful what you wish for, because I'm about to show you right now some of the hard work that goes into farm life behind the scenes. And if you think that you're up for it, then maybe you are somebody that would be prepared to have your own sanctuary someday. Without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, guys, first and foremost would be the water situation. You know, my dad always talks to me about how the number one thing that an animal has to have is water. Animals can go several days without food. You don't want them to go without food, but in the case of a crisis or a disaster, they would be able to survive a few days without food. But one thing they could not even go a day without is water, especially in this Texas heat. Let me just show you right here. I don't know if you can tell. Just look at me here. I'll do this. I've been out in the sun for about 10 minutes, and I've been in the shade. I haven't been out in the sun. I've been outdoors, but under shade for about 10 minutes. And even despite being inside of or under shade, you can see that I'm still pouring down with sweat. That's how hot it is right now. That's how much of a heat wave that Texas is going through right now. So it gets really, really, really hot. Animals need water anyways, even if it was a cold temperature place. But how much more will they need water somewhere where it's blazing hot like here? So you have to fill the water up several times a day, because whenever you have 80-something animals, they will either A, get the water filthy like Pig Trudy just did, or B, they'll drink so much of it that there won't be a lot left after only a few hours. So very frequently coming outside to refill the water is an important thing that you have to do. And it's not just here. This is one of the places where the littles get water. The littles can also cool off in the little pond over, let me show you. In the pond over there, that's another place the littles cool off. The feathered babies spend a lot of time in there. So there's another water source. The bigs have their own water supply behind the barn over there. So there's a lot of animals that you have to account for, a lot of animals that you have to make sure are nourished and make sure they have a water supply. All right, number two, and probably the second most important, would be the food situation. You know, me and my dad kind of disagree about how to properly handle the food situation. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but my dad loves to feed the animals a lot. He loves to spoil them. And I'm kind of more on the side of, I want to let them feed a little bit more off of what nature gives them, like grass, trees, and different things like that. So of course I would still feed them the grains and whatnot because they need that to have a healthy diet, but I wouldn't feed quite as much as my dad does. So we kind of have a different philosophy as far as that goes, but the point still stands that you need to make sure that your animals are well fed and that you give them a healthy diet. Sometimes it'll take having an expert that knows more about animals than you do, and then other times it'll take like researching on the internet and using trustworthy websites and trustworthy sources to make sure that what you're giving your animals is healthy and that you're giving them a healthy amount of what they need, not too much or not too little. So food and water would probably be the most important things, especially water. And then the third thing that I can think of, just basically eyeballing this place, is I say this place like I don't live here. No, but the third thing that I can think of just looking around is a shelter. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have went into this barn, the little shade under there where they have their water supply. So this barn right here, y'all know that Fidel built the Little's Haven, as it's called. These fence posts, the fencing goes on for what seems like miles. If you were to add up the total like perimeter of all the fencing that you see, you can see fencing basically as far as your eyes can see in that direction. And then likewise going that way over there, you just see so much fencing all over the place. That's my dad's blood, sweat, and tears that went into all that, you guys. Don't think that it was easy. It took a lot of hard work, a lot of full days with the sun beating down on you. Oh, I can't even put into perspective how much blood, sweat, and tears my dad put into building all this fencing so that the animals could have shelter and they could have a safe place to be kept in, and also at the same time have plenty of space to roam around and have freedom and be able to play and have fun. If you like built a tiny little fence or a tiny little pasture, it wouldn't be a very high quality life for the animal because they'd have no space to roam, no space to have freedom. They would like almost feel claustrophobic or feel basically pinned up or too cooped up. So you have to make a very, very wide perimeter to give them plenty of space to roam. And all that work is just what I've seen. Y'all know that I didn't grow up here every single day. My parents were divorced, so I spent a lot of time at my mom's house growing up too. So how much more of this hard work might I not even know anything about is something that I think to myself all the time. So yeah, the fencing, the barns, the just shelter in general is a huge thing that cannot be overlooked if you're somebody who wants to run your own farm. Another huge thing is maintaining the fencing and maintaining the things that you build. Animals are huge. Those horses over there are gigantic animals. They get rowdy, they get wild sometimes. They bump into stuff. They knock things out of place, like this fence right here. If you don't address it whenever just one part of it is disconnected from the post, then the whole thing will fall apart eventually, and you'll have a lot more work on your hands. So that's why it's important to be attentive. I would say at least once a day, you do kind of like, not an inspection per se, but you just kind of walk around. You just do your roundabouts like my dad does and make sure that everything seems to be in order and intact. And if we had gone like a week or two without noticing this, then who knows if the bottom part would be off of its hinges too, and like the whole thing would have fallen apart by then. Then the animals would be able to get out. They would have went into the big pasture. It'd be chaos. It'd be ruckus. So maintaining the things that are built. I'm not a very handyman by any means, but at least I think I do know how to fix this right here. Alrighty guys, it's been finished. As you can see, this right here is a lot more sturdy than it was before. Now we don't have to worry about Dixie or Voodoo accidentally breaking this down and finding themselves into the same pasture as Tex. That is one thing that they would not want to have happen, is to be in here with Tex, especially if they get on Tex's bad side, because as you've seen with Billy, Tex does not show mercy. Tex does not go easy on anybody. So, but yeah, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed. Be sure to let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you want to see. Hope you have a great day. And as I always say, your boy Ellie out.